Hello, I hope you are having a great day today. I just wanted to take a few minutes to talk about how to succeed and what might be stopping you from getting there. So to start, I have a little metaphor. I love metaphors. This one is not an original. I got this from some material with the Life Coaching School. They have an amazing podcast and training program. So if you ever need a little inspiration and some insight, check out their podcast. It is great. And I love this metaphor that they gave because it's so straightforward and very simple, but very profound. All right, so imagine that your goal for the day is, or one of your goals for the day is simply to go to the grocery store and get groceries so you have food for the week. All right, so now think about everything that can happen from the time you leave your house to the time you get to the grocery store that is going to slow down the process or be like a potential roadblock. All right, so maybe you have to stop at some stop signs. Maybe there's a pedestrian crossing and you have to wait for people to cross the street. You come to a couple of red lights. Maybe you even have to take a detour or stop and get gas. So even though those things are slowing you down, there's probably not many people who are just going to throw up their hands and give up and say, forget it, I'm not getting groceries for the week. I'm not going to have any food because this is too much of an inconvenience. There's no way that I'm going to succeed and meet my goal. And you just turn around and go back home. All right? Think about when you are working towards a big goal that you really want to achieve. Maybe it's like a weight loss goal or getting in shape, or maybe it's a big career move or buying your first house, like big things that are really important to you. Think about all of the roadblocks that come up in those processes that do cause us to throw up our hands, feel defeated, and ultimately give up before we reach the goal. Now think about this. Is there really that big of a difference between those things that slow you down in that process or feel like they're big delays, and then all of the roadblocks and delays that can happen on your way to the grocery store? Yeah, sure, there are some differences, but really the biggest thing, other than them just all being obstacles, if we can step back and look at it that way, it's the emotion that we put into it. Okay, so you have a lot of emotion attached to these big goals that are really important to you. So when things come up that slow you down or maybe feel like a minor setback or even a big setback, it feels so much harder to overcome. But if you're just going to the grocery store and you have 3, 5, 7 delays in that process, you don't let that deter you from getting to your goal. So what if you could step back with the bigger things and take the emotion out of it and say, yeah, this sucks. This is slowing me down. This is standing in between me and my goal. But is there a way around it? Can I take another route? Can I wait here for a short period of time and then maybe things will change? Is it possible? Are you giving yourself that time? Are you thinking outside of the box? Or are you just getting really frustrated because this is super important to you and you've invested a lot of emotion into it and your hopes are really high and you have a lot built on it? Is it possible? Can you change the way that you look at it and figure out a way through it and persevere? I think if we step back and we can look at it like a simple goal, then we can kind of see our way through those stoplights and the stop signs and the roadblocks and the detours and having to get gas. And we can see it as just one more thing that we can kind of continue to navigate and work our way through until we get to the goal. Because the people who succeed, people look at someone who's very successful. It wasn't just talent or luck or timing that got them there. Yes, those things do help. a lot. But I would be willing to bet that something they all have in common is that they didn't let setbacks or small failures along the way ultimately deter them from reaching their big goal and hitting big time success. If they did, they wouldn't be where they are. And as I'm thinking about all of this, I think about my favorite Michael Jordan quote, and I'll share it with you because it's right on point with what I'm talking about today. Here it is. I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed.